Yo, what's going on guys, Khraze here, welcome back to another Cyberpunk 2077 guide video. Today, let's go over a really awesome legendary set that you can get for free quite early on in the game. It is Riot gear / NCPD inspired, so if you want to look something like this, you are definitely on the right track for that. But later on in this video, I'm also going to go over a really awesome legendary SMG that you can also get at a pretty low level. So as always, if you enjoyed this video at any point, it would be super awesome if you left a like on it, and let's jump right into it. By the way, today's video has been brought to you thanks to Instant Gaming. If you enjoy cheap games and want really awesome gaming discounts, definitely go ahead and check them out by using my links in the description box down below. Alright, so starting things off with the Neotech pants, these are going to be the first part of the set. You can get these quite earlier in the game, but they are blue with the black accents. They fit pretty well with the theme, and you will find these in a pretty rundown alleyway in Watson, and it's gonna be upon this police officer's dead corpse right next to that wall. So if I were to go onto the map right here, you're gonna see that it's pretty close to this gig called the Heisenberg Principle, and it's basically onto the opposite side of the same building. It's, by the way, in Watson, center south part of it, really close to V's apartment, or well, relatively close to V's apartment, but you're gonna be able to see that there's this main road leading into the opposite side, and then the officer is right here, right next to this door, and he will give you the Neotech pants. I'm pretty sure that you can also spawn these with up to 3, maybe even 4 modding slots, so maybe go ahead and try to reload it multiple times. Now for the next point, we will need to head over to Santo Domingo into the southern region of it, and we're gonna start from this waypoint right here and make our way onto the street up north of it up until we see these police cars right in front of this house. There's also a bunch of bodies all over the place, so the first corpse that's gonna hold the coat is gonna be this one in the back, and this is gonna give you the reinforced badge coat that will fit perfectly with the previous pants. Now as a matter of fact, there's 2 of these, not just on this corpse, so if we go a little bit in the back, there's another corpse that also holds the same coat with the same stats and also the same amount of mod slots, so you can loot this item 2 times, just like how it was with the waterproof boots in a previous video. But otherwise, what I will say about this is that it looks really awesome. I mean, I really love the fact that it comes with that really cool looking vest, makes it look really bulky and protective. The only problem is that it sometimes bugs out and you kinda lose the vest, especially if you take down a headpiece or re-equip a headpiece. For some reason it seems to do that. To fix that, all you need to do is to unequip the coat, put it back on your character, and lo and behold, now it has the vest back, so it looks really freaking cool. Now the next piece are gonna be the shoes, and you can find them really close to this waypoint called the Lele Park in the southern part of Westbrook. So once you reach this point, you're going to see that to your left side there's this kind of like big building, and you're gonna want to make your way all the way over there to the right side of it. Up until you reach this point, you're gonna notice that there's an open latch with a bunch of, well, dead enemy bodies all over the place. So what you'll want to do is to make your way inside, and on to the corner right here on to the right is where you will get the hardened Netrunner boots from this dead enemy, and they look something like this. They fit the pants really well. It seems that they might be a pair of it, or at the very least it is a pair for a different Netrunner pants that looks something like this. But if you want to go with like full on Riot gear, you can also pick the waterproof boots that we've talked about in a previous video, as these also seem to be a really awesome option. In fact, these might fit a bit better than the previous ones, if I might say so. Now the next piece of gear is gonna be a helmet. Now you can get a ton of helmets even from various shopkeepers, but the one that I will go with in this video is gonna be a police specific type of helmet that you normally can't get too easily. So to get this, you get it from a side gig called Cuckoo's Nest that appears on this side of the map. So it's gonna be located into the eastern part of Santo Domingo in this very lone building right here, right next to the highway. Now this is a side gig, so there's gonna be a bunch of enemies that you need to take care of inside and outside of the building, but what you need to know is that there is a chest inside of this building that will contain that very piece of helmet. So to get that one, you need to make your way all the way up until you see a bunch of stairs leading to the second floor. From this point on, just head over up until you see this box, and just like getting close closer to it, you're gonna notice that it does hold an item inside of epic quality. Unfortunately, it's not legendary, but it does fit really well with the theme. It's gonna be the police helmet with the anti-shrapnel visor, and it looks something like this. Again, the accents fit perfectly with the entire suit. It's the one that I found to work the best with this one, and you can maybe even keep it for level 50 if you want it with the maximum possible stats. But again, you can just, for example, put a bunch of armadillo mods onto it and you're probably not going to care too much about it. Now this brings us to our final item on today's list, and that's gonna be the legendary G58 Diane. I think that's how you call this. It's basically a legendary SMG, a smart weapon that will auto track with its bullets, but it's a pretty good one because you can also get it quite early in the game as a crafting spec. So this one is going to be located within the suspected crime activity into the eastern part of Haywood, right next to this building right here. So it's basically a passageway underground or under the highway, and there's going to be a bunch of enemies in this hideout. But essentially, once you make your way all the way into the back, you're going to notice that there is a corpse on the ground, or at the very least an enemy that you might have taken down, and that enemy is going to hold the crafting spec for the G58 that you can immediately go ahead and collect. And this is going to open up a legendary crafting piece that will be very useful, especially once you get the legendary, of course, crafting spec, and this is going to give you access to this really awesome SMG. It also seems to be quite powerful as it auto tracks all enemies. It also spreads the bullets really nicely between multiple targets, so you can definitely take a whole group really easily. Like this footage right here is, I believe, on very hard difficulty, and I'm having no trouble taking everybody down. Now, on a final note, as I do know that I'll get these questions quite a bit, how was I able to stack both the mask and the glasses on the same face at the very same time? And actually, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is just take advantage of the fact that, well, the game is pretty buggy and the UI is pretty slow. So the gist of it is, well, if you equip another item like a mask as you just equipped a pair of glasses, they will eventually stack with one another, at least in terms of the visuals, but not the stats. So in this case, what I did is I immediately went ahead and equipped the mask, for example, and soon after that I went in and tried to equip the glasses right after I equipped the mask. So if you do this within like a split second, like no more than a second between these two, you can eventually kind of do it with both of them at the same time. If it doesn't work the first time, just try to equip them as fast as possible until you get it, and eventually once you do it, again, it works really flawlessly and the results are pretty amazing. It's a shame that you can't see the same result in the first person anyway, but you know what, at least you can do it in the preview mode. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. This was it with today's video. As always, if you enjoyed it at any point, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.